Hello and welcome back to Cuphead. This is Strawman Gaming, I'm your Strawman. Today's episode is brought to you by gin. Because I've just been away for a few days visiting, first of all, this nation's capital, Edinburgh, and then, I guess, the real nation's capital? London. And I had a lovely time in both, especially London. Which is strange, because I didn't think I liked London. I thought London was a place I couldn't go and enjoy myself or have a good time, but I went to London and I had a great time. I drank a lot of excellent beer, a lot of excellent coffee, ate some great food, and had a really lovely and kind time. But now I'm back, and I'm doing this, and I want the chaser. I said before I know it's a noob trap, but if you think about the dragon fight, which is the only one I've got left on this island apart from the run and gun, which I really should do because that'll allow me to pay for the chaser. When I'm on the clouds and there's all little fire things going along the floor, all I have to do at that point is just hold X and avoid taking damage. And even if it's 50% the DPS... Oh yes, I remember why I'd given up on this. Okay, it's been a little while and I'm rusty. I'm not drunk, I've had one sip of gin, so don't worry about that. Never let alcohol diminish my performance, everybody knows that about me. All my friends always say that about me. So he's never going to let a drink get in the way of his full potential. I imagine they'd say that. It's certainly true. Well, it's not. I feel like the one sip... No, it's definitely the booze has ruined me. But anyway, I should talk more about London. Because, you know, those people that would say alcohol would never be used to dull my full potential would also say that I hate London. And London has its flaws. It's very expensive. It's very busy. It's very, very big. And you know, that last one might not be a problem for all people. But you know, I've, balls. The biggest city I've lived in was Glasgow. Which has got, you know, depending on where you draw the boundaries for the metropolitan boundary, can have up to 1.5 million people, but realistically, Glasgow has 1 million people and everybody knows it. Whereas London has more people than Scotland has people. Which just like, I struggle to fathom. And you know, Glasgow, you could go in any direction and fairly quickly not be in Glasgow anymore, or not even be a city anymore. Where in London, you go forever and you're still in a city, and that kind of messes with me. I don't know why, I don't know what... I hate those things. I bet the chase would be really good against them. Oh no, I'm making a first of all thing, I apologise. But yes, London, while MDHR makes themselves felt known. It is expensive, is very busy, all those things are true. I think they're objectively true. I don't think anyone would ever say London isn't that expensive. You know, but they'd say, oh, but it's worth it. I'm like, okay. We can start discussing that now. And while I don't think it's worth it to live there, I think you're crazy if you think that, it's certainly worth it to visit there. You know, I've always looked at London as... There's things I want to do there, and the fact it was in London was a... No, not that one. Never that one. Was a hindrance that got in the way of me enjoying it more. But increasingly... It's a weird experience. We emerged from Tube Station. Well, no, we got the train to Waterloo. And we emerged there towards the River Thames where the Millennium Eye is, which if you don't know is a giant, essentially Ferris wheel that was built to celebrate the Millennium. Hence, Millennium Eye. And I was trying to explain it to my dad. It felt... The way ridiculous American movies romanticize New York... I kind of saw that in London, like it was a thing to be enjoyed for the thing it is, as opposed to just what it contains. And that might feel like a very arbitrary distinction, and I'm going to die. I do recognize that, but it did feel different. And I think also because London, and you know, all cities, like New York as well, has this reputation. I've never been to New York, so I will never go to bat for it, because I don't know. It has a reputation for being extremely rude. And, sausages. At least you know where the coin is. But I no longer think London is rude. I think rudeness is an activity. It's something you have to do or participate in. I think London is just busy, and it operates in such a way that it needs to operate for that to work. So, you know, if everyone in London was stopping and saying hello to every other person they ever met, you know, there's, I don't know, like, millions of people, and if every time they met a person, they, you know, even if they exchanged half a second, you know, nodding recognition that that person existed, that city is ground to a halt, because, you know, millions, probably, you know, every year, probably 1,000 years worth of labor would get wasted. That just doesn't work. And I don't call that rudeness, you know, if someone on the subway that I don't know doesn't want to say hi to me, or really engage with me in any way, I'm like, good. I have no business with you, I'm doing a thing, you know. Whereas I live in a city that is actively rude, I feel. Like, people here have a complete chip on their shoulder and are just new money trash. They genuinely feel like they're better than you because they live here. So when you meet someone in the street, I think most people understand that what you do is, you know, you walk however much displacement there needs to be for you to pass one another. One of you does half it, the other one does the other half, and then there is a gap the size that allows you to pass without touching one another. I think most people understand that. The city I live in doesn't. Like, the first thing I noticed when I got here is that people just will not move out your way. You know, and to the point that you will just walk into them. And I'm a big dude. I'm 6'3" and I'm heavy. And people, you know, old women, young women, old men, young men, don't give a shit. They'll just say, oh, I'm gonna let you walk into me because moving would be, I don't know, like weakness? But it's just incredibly rude. And, you know, and I work in retail, so I see the dark heart of man at every opportunity. But having lived here for 4 years, and this is my first time being back in London since living here, suddenly London isn't rude. Suddenly London is functional. To be anything other than what London is would be just woefully inefficient. You know, everyone that I had to interact with, anyone in a bar, you know, if I had to ask someone to move on the subway, they were polite, they were courteous, and, you know, they got shit done. They really did. Whereas in the city I live in, none of that stuff happens. People are just rude because they're better than you. Whereas in London, they're not interested in you, but in the best possible way. You're meaningless to them, not because you're a piece of garbage, but because you're not part of their life. They're so busy. They've got enough on to not worry about you, and you're not their problem. I said this to my dad, and he said, "That's true. It's not a city you want to lie bleeding on the floor." And I'm like, yes, yeah, that's probably very true. And on the subway, they have announcements that if you see a passenger that's sick, help them off at the next station. You have to have announcements to be compassionate. And, you know, maybe that's a problem, maybe it's not. But, you know, London, I think, is very, very strong. You know, they've had several terror attacks and incidents. And, you know, like, New York's very strong as well. It'll bend, but it won't break type thing. I don't know. I'm just kind of... I'm much more convinced on London than I used to be. Again, it helps that the person I was with, my dad, was paying for everything. You know, if I had to put my hand in my pocket and pay £12... Yeah, don't tell me to switch weapon. Okay, I've done it, right? If I had to pay £12 every time I wanted 2 pints of... Okay, this is going poorly. 2 pints of artisanal... microbrewed craft beer, then I wouldn't live there. But again, maybe if I lived in London, it's because I've got a better job, or the YouTube thing's really taken off and I really need that, you know, gigabit internet that doesn't exist outside of those main population centers. I don't know, but I had a nice time, and I went in, you know, I've got a friend from London, and we have, like, gone to town on one another. His argument is London's great, and my argument is London is a tire fire. And you know, I'm not above admitting I'm wrong. It just, you know, people think I am, but it's not that big of a, you know, not that common of an occurrence. But no, I will admit I was wrong on this one. You know, London's got some cool stuff, and I'm okay with it. So there, that's my bit on London. Oh, the very slim chance that anybody watches this that's in London is looking for a place to have lunch or dinner. In New Malden, there's a place called Kimchi Village that does excellent, authentic Korean food. And it really, really was top notch. Okay, what's gonna happen here? Okay, you're gonna do that. Oh, is this? Oh, do I have to shoot these to hurt? Okay, I think I need to switch away from that because shooting these seems like a terrible idea. Ugh. Right. Okay. There. How dare you, sir? You offend me. Yes, New Malden. Shit. Kimchi Village. Good stuff. So I definitely feel like the homing shot worked there. That had exactly the desired outcome. In that we got through that phase first time. And I've never seen that last phase before, so I don't feel in any way bad for dying. And the homing shot is the wrong choice there, because it blows up those balls, which will just get... I didn't see a way around that. Will... Yeah, okay. I should have gone backwards, not forwards. But it's all practice. Why did that happen? Anyway, that wasn't a very good one anyway. I want to take a sip of my gin, but it requires far too much focus. The other thing I had in London, you know, this is the episode where I talk about London, I guess, was there's a coffee shop there on Leather Lane, which is kind of an old, like, market street. But it's a coffee shop called Puffrock. I think it's just called Puffrock. It might be called Puffrock Coffee. I don't know. Getting mad now. And I'm told it's one of the best coffee shops in the world. And having, you know, I enjoy a latte, you know, as much as anyone. Or a flat white. But I wouldn't normally drink black coffee. Because if I give me a black coffee, I'll put sugar in it. And I'll put milk in it. And I'll enjoy it a lot more. But I had 2 black coffees that were just like kind of handmade, pour over filter coffees, and they were truly excellent. I never once felt like, oh, I wish I had some, you know, microphone milk to go with this. They're just excellent, flavoursome coffees. So if you're there and you want to pay £5 for a cup of water and beans, Puffrock Coffee, Leather Lane, all day long, I will go to bat for that place. And again, the pricing, I don't even feel that unreasonable, because, you know, you can pay as much as that for a, I was going to say a pumpkin spice latte, but, you know, the pumpkin spice latte has become kind of a cliche for attacking female culture. I don't want to say female, because that's what incels say, but just like, it just becomes an attack on femininity somehow. I don't mean it that way, but that's just a popular drink from Starbucks that is quite notoriously expensive. Even eggnog latte, they're delicious, and a good way to get 800 calories and 500 mils. But yeah, we'll happily pay a £5 for trash. Sorry if you like Starbucks, but it's not high quality coffee. But when you say, oh, will you pay £5 for maybe the best coffee, well, certainly the best coffee I've ever had, people get a bit weird about it. Like, ugh, £5 for something that's, you know, industry-leading standard. No, thank you. Balls. I hate this boss. Well, I don't. I'm just crap. I should talk about this gin as well, because what I'm drinking is quite horrible. Well, the gin isn't. It's Edinburgh gin. You know, I got given a bottle by my father-in-law. And, but it's Edinburgh gin, rhubarb and ginger liqueur. Which is fine. But I didn't realise it was rhubarb and ginger liqueur, so I brought tonic. So we've got the bitterness of ginger and sourness of rhubarb mixed with the bitterness and sourness of tonic. And then, on top of that... Incompetent. We didn't have any ice, so it's It's rhubarb gin. Rhubarb and ginger gin and tonic over frozen strawberries and blueberries. So it is a mess, is what I'm telling you. But it is cold, and it is fruity, and it is alcoholic. So it's ticking most of the boxes I need it to right now. You know, it's wet and it's alcoholic, that's all I needed. You know, I guess grain alcohol also fits that criteria, but I'm not always a choosy man. Although I do consider, I don't want to say a whiskey snob, because I think snob is a bad connotation. You know, like, I'm talking about having this amazing high-quality coffee. I wouldn't say I'm a coffee snob, because I think being a snob ruins... You know, I can still enjoy instant coffee. If someone has me instant coffee, I will enjoy that, that's fine. I can still, you know, I'll enjoy a £60 bottle of Ardbeg. But if someone has me Jack Daniels and Coke, I am, you know, I'm enjoying that as well. So maybe that's a... I don't know, connoisseur. I don't want to say snob, because, well, I guess snob's the bad one. But, oh, you're drinking Jack Daniels. No. Well, do you know that isn't actually a proper whiskey because it's not aged for... I'm like, shut up. Someone's giving you a drink. Shut up and drink it. Find a way to enjoy what you've got, but appreciate the finer things as well. Life lessons from Strawman Gaming. On how you're not allowed to do... Well, it's not about disagreeing with me. It's just, it's about finding ways to be happy with what you've got, I guess. You know, at no point is that kind of predicated on your viewpoint lining up with mine. You know, if you think Jack Daniels is the absolute best drink out there, cool. You can have your favorite thing for not a lot of money, and that's a great thing. Oh, balls. You know, my favorite whiskey is £60 a bottle. I can't have it all the time because most places A, don't sell it, and normally I can't afford it. So, you know, who's the real idiot? This guy. Yeah. And they don't quite I was gonna say they don't always like home in on you perfectly, but that guy homed on me perfectly and killed me. Right, I'm gonna scale back the commentary slightly because I will, well, either it will be fueling me or it will be hurting me. I'm just, that's too soon to take a hit.
This match will get red hot. You're up.
So I stay near the middle. Ideally. There we go. Gives you the most flexibility to get over and under. It's the twofer that's the problem. Well, it's the tail. Well, it's any combination of these that's the problem, actually. But the twofer is definitely the worst. Here comes the twofer. Dickhead. No. Performance like that, no. Unacceptable. In this day and age, performing like that? Nah, son. Unacceptable. What was my advice? Stay in the middle. It's the fume night all over again. Know what to do and do it. Knowing is only half the battle. That's a very different spin to the Captain Planet motto. You know, knowing's half the battle, that's a good thing. Whereas I guess I'm being very glass half empty. You know, knowing, that's only half the problem. You barely even solved it at all. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think my commentary is definitely impacting on my gameplay here. And again, I wish I'd just taped down my X button for the time being. Until we get to the fourth phase? Because I think we do beams, and then we do balls, and then we go back to beams again, but with tail, and then balls again with tail, and then the fiery boys at the bottom. So that's probably phase 6, and then phase 7 is where he grows 2 extra heads. And double balls, man. It becomes a total jerk. Yeah, get shot in the face. I mean, all I'm doing is shooting him in the face, so it's... Yes. Oh, I never noticed rotating around this tower. I kind of just assumed it was gonna go past eventually. And yeah, I recognize how stupid that is. What of it? Yeah. So when they do that, you have to kind of stand still and then move. There we go. We've cracked the Da Vinci Code. Do you know what's annoying me? There wasn't really a code. Was it just like, what did Sangreal mean? Was that Bloodline or was that Grail? Like Sangreal versus Sangreal? It's very, you know, it's proper page-turning airport fiction nonsense. But, oh yes, get rid of that. You don't want that. Yeah. What the oh, I forgot I did that. And I immediately took a hit. Did not need to take a hit there. Let's stay high. Okay, oh no, when they start balls. Balls are bad. Fudgesticles. Okay. I don't want that invincibility, I want the beam. Like the beam that comes out my head. Because, you know, like the invincibility, they kind of do the same thing. The invincibility gets you maybe a third of a phase without taking damage. But again, so does the beam, although you can take damage when you've got the beam. You know, when you're casting it, you can still... I guess it'd be called casting. That's my D&D nerdship leaking. That sounds quite gross. Especially as nerds carry with them something of a reputation for poor hygiene. Which I you know, I think most things like that are rooted in something, but most nerds I know are very, very clean. I don't think I know any big smelly nerds, actually. I've seen them, don't get me wrong, you know, your Forbidden Planets and your independent comic shops, I've seen them, but I don't know any of them. Yeah, I didn't feel that one from the start. Let's try again. Try again, that's all you can do. Last boss of this world. And this is people that I respect tell me this is the hardest world. So, and this guy's one of the hardest bosses, so once this guy's behind us, there's very few bosses I'm really afraid of. Oh, I didn't... Oh wait, why do I always go forwards? Go further back for this bit. Just ride this out. There we go. I immediately went forwards. But, you know, the tentacle, tail was quite near the back, so I had to. Here comes Double Boy. Whoop. There we go. That's how we do that. That's probably a waste, because I don't know if his health carries over when there's a big transition like this. What does that do? Is that like, does that protect... No, sure shit doesn't protect me. Balls! So what does that homing shield thing do? Does that allow me to do, like, contact damage? But, like an orbital in, like, The Binding of Isaac, or other games that have orbitals like that I can't think of any right now? Okay. I really should try for some of these parries. Okay, I had to come forward because the tail was right at the back. Too far forwards. It's okay. We got away with it. Yep. Yep. Okay. It's going well. Okay. One of them. Okay. This is what you want. Now you just have to avoid these fire dickheads. Why is it so hard to avoid them? Again, I'm at 1 hit point going into the final boss. Well, the final phase of this boss. If I even get that far. Which I feel like I'm going to. Okay. So switch away from that. Switch to... How much did that do? I don't know. But, you know, it's not even the best we've done. Just do it, I'll just get out. And don't feed him in here. No. Let him out the front. Close the door behind you. I told you I was starting. Okay, I apologize for the quite obvious jump cut there. My dog has a habit, the second I press record, he demands to be let out and to be fed, and you know, nothing we can do about it. Like I said, I think it unsettles him that I'm in here talking and he can't be here. So, you know, he's a Labrador, so the best way to settle a Labrador is to feed it. I took a hit way too early. What am I doing?
This match will get red hot.
Oh, I'm looking at the timer, like, what, 25 minutes? I would really like to get this boss finished this video. I mean, I am trying for parries, believe it or not. Okay, stay near the back. Unless the tail prohibits. Yep. I wonder if the tail's actually based on where I am, or... Yeah, it seems to be... Well, in my sample size of 1, it appears to be where I am. Okay. Max HP. Good stuff. Okay, so we're avoiding... taking it slow. We're listening. We are looking. Okay, we're not panicking like we did there. Okay, waiting. Why are you not even trying to hit me? You douchebag. Maybe they can only jump forwards, so maybe it's better to be further forward so you know where they're gonna go. They're a little bit unpredictable though. Maybe you can be high, you never have to worry about them because they can never quite get that high. Oh yeah, like, oh my, don't, oh my, I want to say some very bad things there, because I got, you know, I got into the invincibility, you stay stationed but the clouds keep going. So you can fall off very easily and you get yourself, because, again, well, if you stay stationary you shouldn't get close to them, because, you know, the background isn't really moving. You know, only the clouds are moving, I guess, so I guess everything's relative. Yeah, I have, you know, I might as well do a few here. So again, I was at the back, so I aimed at the back. It would make sense if it targeted me, because otherwise, you know, it's probably not a threat very often. Yes, that feels like... I need 3 HP in that last phase. Or at least the phase with the fire creatures. The more of those I can get, the more of these I can do, and the sooner we'll get there. You stupid man.
A brawl is surely brewing. Now go.
You have to jump off the screen as well. It can be really hard to know when to press A to like activate the parry. And yeah, I could buy the auto parry, but then I lose my smoke dash, which has been really helpful against the flaming balls. I'm breaking my own rules, as always. And double boy. Yeah, I didn't need the smoke dash there at all, actually. Well, it's not the end. Now it's the end. Sweet. Okay, keep high, and they can't get you. I learned nothing. It's just, I don't know, it seems to be coming at me much more frequently. What's with you, little dudes? I wonder if it matters if I, like, react to them before they actually jump. Like, because they detect me moving upwards quite rapidly, and that makes them track. Because they seem to go on a fixed trajectory once... You bitch. Once they actually move. Don't kill me! Don't kill... Ah. Man, they are... bunch of cocks. Okay. Okay. I feel like we're getting more. A bit of rhythm. One. Boom. That was very close. Are we on balls already? Straight onto balls. You do you. You do you, dragon. You do you. Tail. I'll have to go close. And duck, and ride it to the back. Uh-oh. closer than I'd like. Wait, is it 4 now? Did it used to be 3? Does he always... What? Why is it different? Is it different? Am I just losing my mind? Perhaps the probability of him doing any one specific attack is what changes. Come on, you jumpy boys. Shh. There. Walls. Okay. 2 health. That is 1 more than we've don't miss. Than we've become accustomed to so far. I feel like this phase is specifically designed to punish people that figured out it was good to use the homing shot. Oh, it's so fast. It feels impossible, like it genuinely does. Like, you know... The only analogy I can think of is like when you, I don't know if you've done any sports whatsoever, but like when you go to kick a ball and you get like a really good strike or hit a golf ball, and like from the second you like start to move your leg or bring the head forwards of the club, you know it's a good hit. Or even like throwing a frisbee, you feel like the transmission of power through your body feels right. I haven't had that yet. Like, I guess it's what I call seeing the board. I'm not seeing victory yet. That last stage is completely just like it's like a baby giraffe falling downstairs. I'm just doing my best. I'm just trying to limit damage at that point. Yep. Oh, I didn't get any. Well, I'm normally way over. Did you see that? Normally way over the amount that I need anyway. Okay, we're at 33 minutes. This is my last attempt, and then we're gonna have to end the episode. That's a satisfying conclusion for everybody at home. Is what it is. Like I say, I think this is one of the hardest bosses. So it should be downhill from. Well, it should be. Well, last proper try. It should be uphill from here in terms of quality, and downhill from here in terms of difficulty. You know, one's a cycling metaphor, I believe, and the other one is I guess a graph metaphor, but you wouldn't say uphill on the graph, you'd say up. Anyway, it should improve after this boss fight. Is kind of the central point that I want to get across here. Why are you so dumb? Okay. I have overspent on... Okay, this is the last one. This is the last one for sure. Nah, that's it. I'm done with that one for now. I need to take a small breather to get myself back together. If you enjoyed this episode, hit a like button, leave a comment down below saying what you liked about it. Maybe you're from London and you like that I'm starting to enjoy your city. If you didn't like this episode, hit the like button, leave a comment down below saying what you didn't like about it. Maybe you're not from London and hate London. You know, I was once among your numbers. Anyway, hit the dislike button. I mean, you contact every single day, so if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. This has been Strawman Gaming. I'm your Strawman, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm Mr. King Dice. I'm the gamest in the land. I never play nice. I'm the devil's right-hand man. I can't let you pass, 'cause you ain't done everything.